for. That was a good one.
Thank you.
That was really good.
Sorry, I'm nervous.
Oh, hold on, I got clap. I can hear my hands sticking together. Did you hear that? Maybe my headphones are up too much.
A little bit.
Hell yeah.
I heard it.
Oh yeah, we love a good sticky hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, sticky hands. That's what they call me. Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
it's because
hyperhidrosis.
Yes, you know about it.
I've heard things.
Yeah, I heard I can get a surgery. I don't know how the fuck that works.
I think they chop your hands off.
That's fucked up. They just give me fucking dead guy hands.
Yeah.
I'm already basically a dead guy.
It's better than sweaty hands.
I mean,
Sweaty hands are gross.
I want a
Dead guy
black
hands?
guy's hands. They're always bigger. You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense. I've always wanted to palm a basketball.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
Any kind of big ball, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Big balls.
Yeah.
I like to handle big balls, and that's what. Anyways, hey, welcome back to Frank Has Cool Friends, and his friends are here with Frank. Today we have an amazing special guest. He is right in front of you right now because that's how this fucking show works, actually. You can see him all around the Twin Cities, honestly, all around the country at this point. You are pretty cool. He produces his own shows. He's a headliner. He's too big for the show, honestly. He's doing me a huge favor being here. I'm not going to lie. Huge favor. I'm not even going to pay him, actually. I might buy him a sandwich. I am pretty broke. Please let me introduce Ronny Sharts.
Thank you.
Calm down.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, Frank.
Welcome.
No, you're not doing me, or I'm not doing you a favor. You're doing me a favor, honestly. It's an honor.
I was trying to stay humble.
Yeah.
I was trying to stay humble about myself. No, I know I'm a big deal, but you're a bigger deal.
No,
That's pretty cool.
I've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks for being here. It's really cool. I know you have a pretty busy schedule.
The schedule is pretty as well. It's very pretty.
Yes, I know you're very good at decorating. I've seen your calendar.
Yeah, lots of stickers.
Yeah, you make it completely out of Elmer's glue and the crafting paper. It's very nice. He's got a very nice calendar.
Thank you. I've worked very hard on it.
Yes. Is it filling up for you? You got a lot of activities?
I mean, I be doing stuff, you know? Yeah.
This just in, Ronny Sharts, he be fucking doing stuff.
I be doing stuff.
This episode is brought to you by Doing Stuff by Ronny Sharts. Ronny Sharts, he's doing stuff. So what kind of stuff you been doing lately?
You know, it's been a lot of stuff. There's been all sorts of stuff. There's been big stuff. There's been small stuff. There's been...
Yeah, you just produced a show. You just produced Sam 14's headlining show.
Yes. Unfortunately, Sam 14 couldn't make it.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, and it's really hard producing shows. Like, people don't understand how difficult it is. But luckily, with modern science and artificial intelligence, we had a replacement headliner, Robo 14.
Robo 14.
It was a magical night.
Wow,
it was
did
a
he do
mechanical
good?
night.
It was that sounds it does sound very robotic, and a lot of my gears are turning right now. I'm thinking about it.
Yes, my hard drive was going at full speed that night.
Your drive was...
It was hard. My drive was very hard.
That's good. That's
Yes.
good. Finally switching over from that soft drive.
The soft, yeah.
I don't know much about technology. but,
Honestly, it's probably for the best.
yeah. You're going to post... you recorded it.
Yes, we did.
You recorded it, and is that going to be posted anywhere? What do you...
Yes, so we taped the whole night. It's going to be a special that we'll release. We don't really have a release date yet. We still have to go through post-production and all that. But yes, please keep an eye out. There will be content released. I'm sure it won't be a secret for anyone, but it'll be a really cool thing for anyone who couldn't be there live.
Like Sam 14.
Yes, like Sam 14.
So he has his own robot,
Mm-hmm.
and he performed on stage. And
Yes.
how long did he do?
It's 30 minutes,
That's
half
good.
hour, a little half-hour special in honor of Sam 14, who couldn't be there for his own headlining night.
God, Sam 14, you're gonna have to do better. This is a shout out to you, Sam. What do you have to say to Sam 14?
I love Sam. He's one of my favorites. He's one of the Twin Cities' favorite comedians, and that's why I wanted to give him that opportunity, and he fumbled.
He fumbled big time.
Fumbled big time.
Big time. And it's, you know, what's crazy is that
He's letting artificial intelligence take our jobs. Our jobs are supposed to be secure.
That's literally what I was going to say. You fucking nailed it right on the head. And it's weird that he just has a robot. It's weird that he's so unreliable.
Yeah.
That he had to go out and get a robot to do jokes for him.
Yeah.
You know? That's unreal.
It's very 21st century of him, though.
Yes, yes.
Hiring slave robot labor.
He's ahead of our time.
He is.
Yeah, he's both ahead and kind of behind.
Yeah.
On the times.
Yes.
Which we're all going to be there eventually. But
yes.
No, yeah, it's very cool to see Robo 14 though. You know, meeting a robot, that's not something you do every day.
No, it was a very interesting experience for everybody who was there.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So was this the first recording that you've ever produced?
Yes. I've been a producer for a while. I've produced a lot of live events, multiple states, multiple venues, but this is the first time I've actually tried to produce like something that's going to be put out on the internet for everybody who wasn't able to get a ticket to see it as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I heard it was packed in there.
It was good.
I heard there was standing room.
I'm not gonna lie. It was a good night. It's one that I will remember for quite some time, and I'm glad that we at least captured some of it to share with everybody else.
100%.
Yeah.
No, that's really cool. That's. Are you gonna be maybe like filming other shows?
Yeah. So, I think. It's no secret that nowadays the social media is kind of the new pathway, and we all have to work on producing content, and posting clips from sets is fine, and posting flyers of yourself is fine, but that's not really doing anything content-wise. I think I really envision trying to produce more big projects, and this was kind of my first step into that realm. But like, obviously, I'm a comedian myself. I perform all over the place and hope to one day have my own special.
That's what I was gonna get to. Yeah,
you gotta start somewhere, right? So I'm trying to learn how to do. It's a lot of hats to wear to be a producer, a promoter, and a host, and those are all very different skills. And I'm very blessed to have opportunities to do all of them. But I also want to get better at them before I take on bigger and bigger projects. But it is definitely in the pipeline.
Yeah, no, I enjoy how you when you start doing a project, it is very like and forgive me if this is bad wording, but it's very like clean. Like what you do is like very clean. It's like everything goes pretty smoothly.
Oh, yeah.
At least it seems like it from my perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything, it seems to go very smoothly, and you operate at like such a high level. Like just like I think it's just how you think. So like things are a little bit more elevated than, you know, some of these other shows that I'm seeing around. You know, they're just a little bit better produced. There's a little bit more thought going into them. You know what I mean? There's you care just a little bit more, and you have that drive behind you.
I appreciate all the kind words, Frank. I really do. There are a lot of great shows in the scene, and part of what I do also is trying to help people learn how to produce shows. Like I have the advantage of I've produced a lot of shows. I would say over 200 different live comedy shows, from open mics to showcases and more. And other people, they just don't have those reps. And I think it's the same as anything else. So giving people opportunity to produce shows and practice and realize where they can get better at things. Like I said, it's a lot of hats to wear. Like filling a room is a lot different than hosting the room, and there's a lot of tips and tricks that you can pick up along the way to get more bodies in the seats. And when you have a full room, that's like the hardest thing about producing. Once you have that, it's like most comics are going to do well in that scenario if you booked right, you know.
Yeah, butts in seats.
Butts in seats.
That
is the secret. It's the hardest thing. Honestly, that's what makes shows not fun for both the audience and the comics. And so me, when I have my producer hat, that is my number one priority. If I have a room that seats 30 people, I'm like, if I don't get at least 20 people in here, this show's not going to be good. And so I focus on that, and I'm like, now I know hundreds of competent comics, And if the room is full, they're all going to be in the best position to do well. And when you're a producer, you're not caring just about yourself and like, how's my set gonna go? And you care about everything. You care about everything from the venue to the audience to the comics on the lineup. You want everybody to want to come back. And I think that's why it's important that people try to produce.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah, incredible. And it's I like that how you said that you want them to come back. You want to produce things that people are on board and coming back to, fans of.
Yes.
You're creating fans, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not just of me. Like, if you follow me on Instagram, great. But I honestly want to create more fans of comedy. It's like every time people come, especially if they're paying money and they have a bad experience, how much more likely are they to spend $25 the next time they can go out? Are they going to go to comedy, or are they going to go to a movie, or are they going to go to an axe throwing bar? And it's like, those are the types of things that we have to compete with as comics. And so I want at least my productions to have a reputation, both with comics and the general public, of being a fun time. And Thursday, when we filmed the special, was a very good example of that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, you're fucking doing it, man. You're fucking doing
I
it.
try. I work at it.
But I want to talk about like your stand up, cuz you've done. Do you know how many states that you've done stand up in, or do you know like any kind of stuff like that? Like cuz you've done a lot of traveling.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was like, I'm going to Missouri, and you're like, oh, that's great. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, I'm in Missouri. I was like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, like I feel like a little side quest for a lot of comedians,
Yeah.
especially for myself. Is like, I want to do comedy in every state.
Yeah.
And it's funny when you say that, because I just had the opposite experience where I was in a green room with another comic, and I'm like, I think I got like a little over 20 states left to perform in. I've headlined in like 19 or 18, but I've performed in over 20 states.
Wow.
And so I was like feeling good about that, and he's like, oh, I've performed in all 50 and Alaska 3 times. I was like, oh, I'll shut the fuck up.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can you hook
Keep
me up
it
with
up.
the producer in Alaska?
We should have him on. You should get out of here. We're gonna have that guy on.
Yeah. I'm actually just warming up for him. I'm opening for him again here on Frank's podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I really brought you here
Yes,
for.
I'm an excellent opener.
Yes, that's what they call you, Ronny Sharts, the best opener.
The opener, yeah.
Yes. No, but you've been doing a lot of things. You've been headlining. What's the most time that you've done? Because I've heard that you've done like at least an hour.
Yes. So typically when you get booked to headline, it's going to be 45 minutes. That's a very standard amount that you're going to be asked to do. Sometimes it's an hour, and sometimes it's 30 minutes, especially a lot of the headlining spots in the city. You'll see a lot of people do 30 minutes. Yeah. So that's usually the max requirement, but one time I did about 90 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of minutes.
it's a lot of minutes. It's a lot more minutes than I had, to be honest. But I basically lost my opener at the last minute, so I did the entire show by myself. So
No way.
Yeah, so it was a 90-minute show.
So were you hosting for yourself?
I was hosting for myself. I was opening for myself. I was featuring for myself, and then I was the headliner.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Fucking in the bag.
Yeah. And then like that's honestly, it's like a nightmare experience for a lot of comics. Like you open talking about that, and they're just like, oh my god, that sounds like one of the worst experiences ever.
It's literally a one-man show.
Yeah, and it turned out being literally one of my top 5 memories of all time.
Nice.
Because I just came out, and I remember I was more concerned about telling the producer, because the producer wasn't there. I'm like, I have to message him. I have to tell him I have no opener. He's gonna be mad because he trusted me to book someone. And so I message him. I'm let him know. I'm like, hey, so I guess it's just me today. The opener told me he can't make it.
Wow.
And I'm I'm fired, but I have to be honest.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing too, is like, cause you can get fired by these people. Yeah.
And then he just messages back. He's like, so what's your plan? I was like,
do it.
I plan to do 90 minutes.
It's crazy. That is why. So like, I'm curious to know about the crowd interaction, because you have to address it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You have to address it. So were they like, I'm on your side now after that?
Yeah, luckily it was a very empathetic audience.
Yeah, you have to be that. Like,
I mean, you don't have to be. You paid $25 to be there. You came out on date night, and then you're like, this isn't the show. What? Yeah. But they were all very much on my side. I think I played the victim pretty quickly up top. I'm like, so it's just me tonight, guys, and kind of let them know that the guy bailed on me, and we're just gonna do our best, and we're all in on this together.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you didn't have like a specific like 5-minute person up top introducing you to even like buffer some of that space.
Nothing. The owner didn't take the mic. I was like,
You don't want the owner to take the mic.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
true. I
you
mean,
know?
even just like a voice in the back or something like coming to the stage, give it up for. But nothing. It was just everybody's drinking and a couple of people are eating and talking, and I just walk up on stage. I'm like, "Are you guys ready to start? Because this is gonna be it for the next 90 minutes. I can go wait another 10 if it."
Are you good? I'm good.
Yeah.
But like, if you're not good, then we're not good. I
Yeah.
can yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a wild time. That's incredible.
It was kind of a blessing in disguise, honestly, because I'm a bit of a crowd work comic. I've really worked on developing my crowd work skills because I've been doing the road so much. It's a very necessary skill on the road because you never know if you're going to show up and there's going to be 11 people in the audience. Suddenly reciting your jokes and just standing still on stage, it's not working because they're like, who is he talking to?
Yeah. It's very, I'm sitting in front of a mannequin.
Yeah.
And they put a speech box in this thing. you
Yeah.
know?
And so like getting people to understand that you understand, hey, it's just us, even up top, gets people a little bit more on board with the rest of the shit you're going to try and tell them later. So as long as that takes, that's what I usually do. And I had been working on crowd work a lot and wanting to stretch the skill, but never doing it more than maybe 3 to 5 minutes at a time. Suddenly, I have like an extra 30 minutes,
30 minutes of
on my
crowd
plate
work.
that I have to fill. And so I'm like, okay, we're stretching this skill to the max today and see what I can really do with this.
Yeah.
And it completely opened my eyes because I had an amazing show. I think I opened with like 15 minutes of crowd work, maybe 20. Just basically addressing that I'm by myself, apologizing profusely, promising to do my best, and then just like introducing myself to every little group individually.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen you do that
Yes,
too.
yeah.
At Railworks.
That was the first time I ever did it though. At
That
this
was
long
good.
show, and I was like, okay, I have to figure out something. So I basically introduced myself to everybody, got back on stage, and then kind of got into my thing. And then throughout the night, it's like I can call back to people if there's something that kind of applies to them, or even if it doesn't apply to them, I can just rope them into it just to squeeze more time out of this.
Yeah.
That I have to fill.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
crazy.
But that's what that gave me that the confidence that I could do that. And when you saw me at Railworks, I kind of did the same thing. I'm like, wireless mic. Now I'm a dog off the leash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, he starts walking around this giant brewery with just the tallest ceilings you've ever seen. Just
Yeah.
the most wide open spaces.
Another comic's nightmare.
You're yelling into the microphone and you're like, is anybody hearing me?
House lights on, wireless microphone. Everyone's spread out.
Spread out.
30-foot.
There was a child in the audience.
Yeah, everything.
And I go up and I'm like, hey, I'm going to fucking swear. And I'm sorry. And they go, oh, we get it. And they packed this stuff. They continued laughing.
yes.
They continued laughing. But they go, thank you for that.
The warning.
It was good. It
that
was
was
fun.
very good. You had a very good set that night too.
It was that was a crazy
You
night.
kind of saved us that night.
I don't think I did. I was joking. I was like, I'm going to go. You should bump me up. You should, and I was joking, and then you fucking was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go tell Tugger to bump you."
I was
And
like,
had
that's
no-
actually a genius idea. We
Yeah.
should probably pull that lever.
Tugger, he comes over to me. He goes, "Yeah, we're gonna bump you up," and I was like, "I was fucking kidding."
I was not. I'm like, no, that's genius, and it worked.
I was fucking yelling. I was grabbing for anything
Yeah.
at that point.
You
Yeah.
were a dog behind the fence.
That was fun though. That is kind of what I like.
Mhm.
I like to be a dog behind the fence when I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa," you know.
Yeah.
Let's pay attention to me.
Sometimes shitty shows are fun.
Yeah, no, 100%.
They're
I do
fun.
agree. One of my best shows, it was like, oh God, we drove fucking 8 hours
Yep. Sounds
one
like a shitty
way,
show.
and there was supposed to be at least 25 people in this a small room.
At least 25 is
I know,
already
that's
a
what
bad
I'm
start.
saying.
Like, we're going to
So,
drive 8 hours.
for these 25 people.
Hopefully for these
you know
25
what I mean?
people.
It was crazy. And then all of a sudden, they had this festival beforehand. And so everybody got too drunk and left.
Mm.
And there was 6 people. We drove 8 hours for 6 people.
Yeah.
And it was one of the funnest shows we've ever had. I'm
Oh,
not
really?
Yeah,
Really?
it was actually a lot of fun.
Nice.
They were completely there for it. It was very awkward, and we addressed that right away. You have to do that.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean?
have to.
And we brought Jeff Paul. on the road with us.
Okay.
You know, which he's newer and
Yeah.
he's raunchy as hell.
Yeah.
That guy's raunchy.
You and Jeff Paul together is a crazy duo. Because it's
It
like,
was wild.
because if you had the right audience, you guys would absolutely demolish the place. But if it's going bad, it's gonna go.
If you have the right audience. if you have
And
the right audience.
With 8 people, the numbers aren't on your side.
No, but like, yeah, you're right. Because, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the old lady that walked away. We did walk him, you know. But the people that were there were so there.
Yeah.
And he was just blown. No, it was crazy. But sometimes you can find some hicks. You know what I mean? You got to go find those hicks. Then you just say the worst things to them.
Yeah, these small towns that don't have any entertainment, they treat you like a celebrity. It's fun. Like, you know Kevin Hart? I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah,
He's a
personally.
close personal friend.
Yes.
I'm going to call him after this, actually, and tell him about you.
I'm going to tell him about this 25-seater.
This 25-seater with 8 people in it.
No, I do it for the yacht. I do this for the yacht.
I'm a real artist. Arenas it isn't where the art form is.
I don't think so.
I don't want to be an arena.
I'm not going to lie. I want to do an arena one time. And that's not even that, honestly. Because it's like, there's so much, that's too much space.
Yeah.
You know, how can you have control?
That's the problem.
Yeah. That's the problem.
No, you're outnumbered 15,000 to 1. That's the problem.
I'm going to open.
You ever been in like a big comedy club like HOC and you're like sitting in the back and the guy on the stage, you're watching people watch the show.
Oh, 100. That's why I go there. I sit in the
but you know what I mean? There's like a hot zone. Like there's a certain hot spot, and when you get too far, you're suddenly not a part of the show anymore.
Yeah, and it's not in the VIP section, I can tell you that.
No.
It is not in those comfy ass seats.
No.
It's now, that's too far away, and you're watching waiters go back and forth in your eye line.
Exactly.
It's fucking, I don't know if they pay extra for that.
I have no idea.
That's crazy. What do you, when you get into like a writing mood, like, when is like your most like, I'm sparked up for a joke, like something happened, or do you just like sit in an empty room for a little bit in the dark and just think?
No, I'm not one of those writers for sure. I admire those people. It's really cool that they can just kind of pull things out of thin air.
Right.
But I think I'm always constantly writing. Anytime I'm pulling my phone out of my pocket, I'm doing some sort of work. I'm jotting down a thought or something I heard, or I'm answering a DM or a Slack message or something like that. So I always have a bunch of notes building up in my phone, and I kind of categorize it by month. So right now I got May going, and it's like May 2026. And every time I have a good idea, a premise, or whatever, I jot it down. And then when I have time to sit down and write, I'm kind of going through all those little bits of inspiration and seeing what stuck, what's still funny, and if I still remember even what was funny about it. And if I can, I'm like, okay, there's something here. Let me try and do something with this. So that's like a lot of my writing, but I think a lot of the stuff in my act is very, very intentional. They'll be like, this is something I want to talk about, and I just got to figure out how I'm going to talk about this. And I'm just going to keep talking about it until I figure out how to make it funny, because I want my act to very much be something that's personal. It doesn't have to be my funniest jokes and like laughs per minute or anything like that, but it's really personal to me and still funny throughout. So at the end of it, people feel like they got to know me and they remember who I am.
Yeah, I kind of picked up a little bit on like kind of like your style and what you just said about like keeping it personal and stuff like that too. Also, your pacing. I wanted to touch on your pacing because I thought that was very interesting. I was watching you the other day, and I was picking up on a few things.
Oh, okay.
One of them was your person. You do let your personality come through. I like that. Okay. I know you were talking about your mom. Mm-hmm. And it like you somehow like it was very personal, and it was kind of like it was very powerful, and it was also you turned this like situation very funny, and it was this like heartwarming, fun experience that you brought, and it was very cool, and it was like very rounded off too. It was like it nicely wrapped itself up, and it was like it was really good, and I started to realize that you do get kind of personal with some of your stuff. I think that's fun.
Yeah, and I think to me, like, it's fine to be funny in any way. Like, I love a fart joke or like an impression or anything just as much as anyone else. But I think honestly, like the highest level of comedy that like that resonate with me at least are the things that are like hard, real truths that they found the humor in. And it's really somebody coping with something in their life, like out in public in front of everybody. And that's what's really cool. And it's also cathartic. Like,
Yeah.
I think about comics in the scene like Drew Newstead, who lost his father recently, and he got on stage and was like talking about his dad, and it was just like so impactful, and I could tell that it was meaningful for him to like, for other people to be able to laugh with him about the things about his dad. And now that I'm going through this similar thing with my mom, it was like, I think about Drew a lot when I'm working on that bit, and it is something that I want to incorporate in my act. And it's a hard thing to do because it's not something you can really whip out at an open mic and do, which I tried and tanked the whole open mic or like the next 5 people in front of me.
Sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
But like ultimately, like when I get the bit worked out and it is funny, it's like that's something where I'm like, that's going to be in my first special for sure. That's a joke that's going to stick.
Yeah.
And like all the fart jokes or silly things I can cut out and have just an hour of meaningful material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really nice to work towards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like have something. I like how you phrased that. You said I want to have something meaningful. You know, and it's like a whole hour of like just meaningful, and that's cool because I feel like you talk about fart jokes and everything, and you can anyone can come up with the same fart joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing I learned. I don't know if that's. I think I probably talked about it with you a lot, but just making it personal, making your comedy personal, and like really crafting that, and you really can stick out from other people.
Yes, I've always been a fan of you. Like from the time that I met you, from the first time you were on stage, I was a fan of you and what you did, and I saw that it was something that worked, even though it wasn't like my style, which is, I think, a problem with a lot of comics in their opinion is they try to mold everybody to their style. They're going to give you tags based on how they would tell the joke. They're going to give you advice based on how they want to live their career. And I always try to stay away from that. I always try to make advice very matter of fact, like, hey, quit playing with the microphone cord when you're on stage. That's distracting. Stuff like that. But with you, I remember that you were just very good and very charismatic right away. And there were certain things that you were insecure about in yourself. And you're like, maybe I have to change this. Maybe I need to work more clean or censor this a little bit more about myself. I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you're just not funny enough to be your truest, rawest self yet. You got to get funnier to be able to do some of this stuff that you're already trying to do.
100%.
But like, you should 100% trying to be you and do what you think is funny and what's going to mean something to you, because then you're going to build the audience and the attention that you want, and not just meaningless attention because you did what other people want.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that. That was very kind, because because the first joke I ever said was tranny and faggot are my N-words. And
I'm like,
want that back.
Keep doing that.
You're
Keep doing
you
that.
need to do more of this.
You need to keep open with that.
I really see yourself shining through on this one. The first joke I ever...
For more advice, follow me at...
So, no, I love what you have to say about me. Thank you so much. I love that. No, but I there wasn't a lot of people who were like, you need to just be yourself and do, and I'm glad I did, because there was an incredible, before people even saw me do stand-up comedy, they're like, you need to get rid of everything you're doing. I was like, they're like, your name sucks, your comedy's probably gonna suck, you probably suck, you're probably stealing from everybody, you know what I mean? Like, you look like a fucking drug addict,
Yeah.
And it's, so, that was hard coming in, and so, like, people like you, being like, nah, just keep working, you know what I mean? That's the advice that I needed.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
this thing is like a giant, like, those little boards that babies play with where they put the circle in the circle and the square in the square.
Yeah, I still do that wrong.
So it's like comedy is like this giant board of that, and like you're this weird fucked up shape, and you're like, is the square one for me? No. Is the circle one for me? You just keep trying those, like, you're going to find a hole. You're going to find, just look for that hole.
I'm just going to buy a saw at this point. I'm thinking I'm just going to buy a saw. I'm making my own
You're
holes.
like this polygon anomaly.
Yeah.
Trying to squeeze into a rectangle.
I'm like, well, I want this fit. That's what she said, but who cares? Sorry, I can't go an episode without saying something fucking... Oh, man. Well, is there anything you wanna talk about? You wanna bring up? What?
Honestly, the special was like the main thing that I've been like having a lot of anxiety and focus on. So I'm really glad that the hard work is behind us, and now it's just about focusing on the content. But please, like, look out for that. I'm headlining the Iron Distillery in the first week of June. Can't remember the exact date.
Sick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all over. You can follow me on Instagram and find me wherever. I don't really have any big stuff to announce quite yet, but
Yeah, but
always
you
working
got
on things.
you've got an Instagram. You post whatever you post your shows on your Instagram.
Yeah. I mean, I promote a lot. I self promote.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, we're gonna go to another segment of this. If you're okay with that.
Faux show.
Before I leave, I just want to remind everybody this podcast is brought to you by the Warriors Garden. The Warriors Garden, we have lots of edibles here, and if you're hungry for comedy, we got that too. Every Friday night, blah blah blah. We'll check back in later.